El Maestro speaks.
El Maestro Speaks
El Maestro speaks.
Podcast.
All right. I don't know how to start this.
Old Jim Saturn went to the millside, found a pea.
All right. So, um, yeah, what's playing in the background is Sutter's Mill. And it has like, what was that? It has like a connection to your topic for the solo episode of this El Maestro Speaks podcast. Let me just turn that off. That's the one that made the sound a while ago. Okay, so hello once again to those who are listening to this podcast. I hope by the time that we are adding more episodes to this podcast that we are improving on the audio department. It's so embarrassing to say that we are doing a podcast, but still we are having hard time fixing the audio quality, you know. And for those who are watching, okay, join me as we have our coffee and talk about things.
Some would die, some would kill, some would thank the Lord for their deliverance, some would curse insiders mill.
Alright, so just looking at my video feed here and it's lagging. I don't know the problem is. Okay. Yeah, enough with those technical difficulties that we're experiencing right now.
Of finding fortune in this wild and settled land.
So I think for those who are in the United States listening, you are so familiar with this song, right? Or rather, you know the story of this song because it's part of your history.
Lost in the Rocky Mountains with their hands to the leaves.
So it's all about the gold rush, right?
I would prosper,
It is, I think, the very first one. Correct me if I'm wrong for those Americans listening, people from the United States. It's the gold rush in California, where the name of Mr. John Sutter came. John Sutter is one of his friends, I think, is the one who found the gold when they were making a mill. So that's why the title is Sutter's Mill, right? And I would like to call it the hush hush that was heard around the world. John Sutter told his, friend to keep it a secret because he doesn't want people to be coming to his property in search of that gold. But people can keep a secret. Two people can neither of them will never. A secret can never be kept by two person. And so the gold rush happened, right? All right, and this is the story. Just listen to this.
And the land was plowed and tamed.
Not one penny.
to his name.
Alright, that's so sad. No.
Some would fade, and some would prosper.
And that is so sad. He died without anything at all. Never improved his life. But maybe some people got rich because of the gold rush. So just a little bit of the background, right? Let's talk about the gold rush. I would like to finish the song, but then. So, like I said a while ago, it's the hush hush that was heard around the world. And the word about that gold was spread like a wildfire, as the song said. And a lot of people came to know about it. And during this time, I think California was not yet owned by the United States. It's a separate, it's not part of the United States territory. So because of this gold rush, the expansion of the United States territory. Also, like I said, it was the hush hush that was heard around the world. And a lot of people came there. Even Chinese heard about it, and they went to California in hope that they can get rich, that they can improve their life, that they will get wealthy once they get there. That if they get there, they can get a lot of gold, sell it, and it will change their life, right? So that was the gold rush all about. Okay? So did that happen to them? Well, as if we go through this story, it did not happen to a lot of people. Of course, few of those who went to that place in California for this gold rush got rich. And a lot of them did not. And a lot of them died in search of that elusive dream. You know? So the story of the gold rush is the story of chasing the dream, of going there, and then much of the story is all about failure, right? It's all about failure. A lot of people failed, but what's amazing is that they moved on and they continued, right? But we cannot remove the fact that a lot of people failed there and lost their life during that gold rush, right? What are the things that happened? There's the effect of the gold rush. There's the boom towns, right? In the blink of an eye, a town was built in a place wherein a year ago there was no one there. Okay, railroads opening, connecting places to that remote place to the city. So there's a lot of improvement that happened because of that gold rush. But then, after the gold were all gone, then the boom town became the ghost town, right? So those situations there. Who got rich? Did every one of those who went, the 49ers, those people that they get rich, did all those who went there in search of gold found one? Well, okay, most of the answer is no, they did not. Okay, some of them went home, and some even wrote to their cousins or brothers and friends and told them not to go to California because finding that elusive dream is so difficult. It entails a lot of sacrifice. Some of them went back home without nothing, right? Just taking into consideration that during the gold rush, some people sold all their properties just to be there in California because they have this hope that once they get there, they will find the gold and that gold can change their life. Then the reality of life is that didn't happen. Okay? Only few got rich because of the gold. And who got rich in that place without finding that gold? Those business people, okay, selling digging materials, a lot of things, selling things to those miners. Those are the ones who got rich without finding the gold. So, yeah, in that situation, you can see the creativity of human also, especially in surviving. So that's the gold rush, right? The story of the gold rush is that one, full of stories of failures. Of course, there are some success stories, but majority of the time, okay, failures. Okay, story of losing, like what the song said. Some never even. Some of the people who tried to get there never even arrived at the site of the gold rush. Right? They were lost in the Rocky Mountains. So those are the stories of sacrifice and the stories of most of the stories during the gold rush. And why am I talking about this is that I just compared this. I was just thinking about this, looking at this situation right now in this modern era. Okay, and the modern era has brought us into a new frontier, like this gold rush back in the day, and the new frontier also has brought new promises to the people, especially here in the Philippines, right? So the modern era, okay, the age of internet, the age of connectivity, has brought a new promise to each and every one of us because of the democratization of media, of information. And here comes the new gold rush. And now we call it not gold rush, we call it the content creation or becoming an influencer. Because there was this joke that I read one time about looking at the population of the Philippines, and it would look like all Filipinos are now content creators. Okay. The story is that if you will become a content creator and you can gain a follower, things like that, you can become rich doing contents. So that's the promise of this new frontier. Okay? If you can create the content that can be accepted by social media consumers, then it can lead to a new and wealthy life. That's the promise. That is why I also call this the new gold rush. Content creation is the new gold rush. And why was it compared to that one? Because, like, let's go back to what happened to the gold rush. I said a while ago that not all who went to that site to find gold found gold. And I would also like to tell all those people who are aspiring to become a content creator that not all of you will be able to chase that dream. All right? So, just putting it out there, just putting it out there, that because we see a lot of people doing contents. I don't know when the word content creator started. when we started to use this word. I'm not so sure. I think it's 2, 3 years ago. Because back then, what we know is that if you had a great idea, you can put it in a video and you can just post it, and that's it. If people will watch it, then it's good. If it's not, then whatever. No harm done, right? Okay. So I think that the only content that is still doing that is podcasting. That's why I love podcasting. Just like what I said, it could just, if people listen to it, then it's good. But if not, then no harm done. Okay, the content's gonna be there for the rest of our life, and people in the future might be interested in listening to it, something like that. Now, I would say the same to all the content out there, but the competition now, if you are trying to observe what's happening, is that the competition now in content creating is so high that here in the Philippines there are these groups of content creators that do what they call the follow, things like that. That if you're going to subscribe to their page, they're gonna subscribe to you too. It's like they're trying to, accordingly, they're trying to help each other grow up, and they're trying to, like, I don't know, cheat or hack the algorithm so that their page will be up there and will be pushed by the algorithm to be distributed in a wider range and wider reach. They have this kind of technique. Okay? I'm not an expert about content creating and algorithm things like that, but I'm not so sure if that works. Anyways, so I would say maybe it works because there's a lot of there's a lot of content creators who are doing that right now. I think I'm even a member of some of these groups. But anyway, so what else are the things they're doing to be able to become a paid content creator or creating content? And this is what bothers me a lot. Creating content that is so, it's kind of a little bit of sexual in a way, especially for the ladies showing a little bit of skin during their content creation just to be viewed by people. I don't know if your objective in creating the content is just to be able to monetize your page or monetize your account and be able to be paid by Meta or YouTube or whatever, I don't think that technique won't last long. It wouldn't, and at the same time, you will end up, demeaning your personality. Demeaning is such a harsh word, but anyway, lowering. It's like you're lowering your personality as an individual if you are creating that kind of content. What else? People are creating content that I'm not so sure if it is well thought of. um, the creation of content, because they're trying to, like, maintain their presence in the social media platform, that all the content is not that of a good quality, it's not well thought of, and sometimes it's nonsense, to say the least, right? All because of monetization, all because of the aspiration that you'll be paid with 1,000 or hundreds thousands of dollars through your creation. That's why I said that's the new gold rush nowadays. Okay. And like the gold rush back in the day, we knew that those who tried to find gold, only few of them did found gold. Same is true with content creation. Okay, that only few, and trust me on this, only few will be able to get monetized. Or if you were monetized, only few will get paid by the hundreds or by the millions of dollars by those social media platforms. Only few. So, how will I say this? I'm not stopping anyone from making content because I'm also making content, right? This podcast is considered a content, but I would just like to remind people not to invest most of their time cramming to create a content just because they're trying to chase and trying to make their presence known in the social media so that they can get that that the dollars, the millions of dollars that was promised once they get monetized or once their content will attract millions of followers. So maybe the best advice or opinion that I can give is that make content creation a hobby. Yeah, that's the number one thing. Make it a hobby. And at the same time, make sure that your content is of good quality, that it will last for a long time, that the content that you created now won't make you regret something in the future, i.e., showing off whatever you want to show to the world. Take note, once you posted it in the internet, it's going to be there forever. So the quality of your content and, the quality, the message of your content, it's very important also. Especially in here in the Philippines, I don't know, but the content everyone is creating is, well, we Filipinos are known for being funny. They can find funny stories, or they can make a bad situation, sometimes light through jokes and creating a funny skits, something like that. It's entertaining at times. But if you try to look at the content most of these content creators in the Philippines are doing, it's more of, it is veered to that direction. Few of those content creators are creating something of equality, something that can motivate people, things like that. Only few content creators create contents on serious matters. Let's just put it that way, for lack of a better term or description. Well, anyway, I don't think that will last long if you are doing what a lot of people are doing. You have to be different. You have to do what the content that you're good at. Don't just copy the content of those popular content creators. Okay, you have to find your own way, right? So that's how you can separate yourself in this new gold rush. Remember in the gold rush of the 1800s, those who got wealthy are those who did not focus on finding the gold, right? They they did not focus on finding the gold. They thought of a way so that those who are getting gold and making money out of gold will give their money to them. So, here comes the business, right? So I think there's also a way you should also, if you're a content creator and you're in this gold rush of content creating, you should also think of a different way so that those who are getting money from this social media platform, getting gold, because they're now established content creators, will be giving you money, right? So there might be a way. There might be a way. We don't know. This is a new frontier, and it's difficult to navigate it. But you're the content creator. You might know how to do that. Okay, and just a reminder also that when you create contents, you're not spending a lot of money creating content, but you are spending the valuable asset that you have in this world, and that is time. So, yeah, content creation, you're spending valuable time, and you have to think of those times that you have used. Are those time used in a useful way, or it was used on a nonsense way? So that is why you have to make sure that the content that you're creating is good, and that are you going to be here for a long time, because this is a marathon, not a sprint, right? And are you going to be staying here for a long time? One of also the reason why I said that make this just a, what do you call the one, a leisure, a hobby, not a full-time job. Because I heard also situations that people are quitting their job and focusing on becoming a well, that's your job, yeah, a full-time content creator. Yeah, that's your decision, that's your life. You can do whatever you want to do, but the you have to think of the future also. Is content creator creating gonna be able to sustain you for the rest of your life? If the answer is yes, then you can do it. But again, just a reminder, that just to remind people, like I said, content creation is the new gold rush. And like the gold rush of the 1800s, a lot of people perished chasing their dreams. And we just hope that, like I said, Philippines is now, I think, 100% of the population in the Philippines are now content creators. And let's just hope that we, the Filipinos, are able to navigate the terrains of this new frontier, and that we will be able to come up top when the rush is over, So yeah, that's just the thought that I have when I was looking at how many Filipinos are content creators. I just read a meme back then saying that let's pray for the Philippines because all of the people are content creators. It is a joke, but yeah, and then it hit me. Yeah, this content creation thing is like the gold rush now in this modern era, the era of internet, and yeah, it is the new gold rush. Just putting it out there for all my listeners. And yeah, this is another content also created. And I'll be seeing you around. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for watching. And yeah, if you want to listen to some more contents like this, you can just check me out on Spotify. and on Facebook, YouTube, and the rest of the Spotify or podcasting platform. Right. Here's El Maestro saying goodbye. Have a good day.
El Maestro speaks.
El Maestro speaks.
El Maestro speaks.
Podcast.